How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Creativerse video. So, between now and the last video here in my own world, I've worked a lot on the walls on the inside here, as you can see. Before, they were just the beginnings of them, and now I've got them pretty much done. I've just got to lay out some of the kind of built areas that are built out down here, but they're essentially done. So I thought it would be time to start working on laying out some of the inner castle. And that's probably largely what we're going to be doing today. So what I want to happen is you come in here and there's some options. You can go down some little walkways to the left and right, and you can go up here into a courtyard, which I'm going to have in this area. I've spent some time flattening this area out because while I want to conform a bit to the hills and landscape, I need to have the areas I actually build on where the builds happen flat, at least. So there'll be some smoothing out and flattening of some bits. So what we're going to be doing first is I want to push this roadway up the slope there into the courtyard. And I've been thinking a bit about what to do with the wall designs because I have an idea. And that is that with the walls here, originally I was going to have a staircase coming down here, but that would make the width I'd need to make the pathways just a little bit wider than I wanted to, at least in the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the walls here around the courtyard are going to be at the same height as this wall, so I can have kind of like raised bridges going across, or raisable bridges, I should say. But this means that the walls are going to be the same height as that. So from this point, they're not going to be very tall at all. So they're going to need a different design, which is going to be interesting. And I'm glad I'm doing something that makes me come up with a new design, because I actually really don't want to have all the walls be the same. I'd kind of like each tier be different. So for example, we've got the town walls out here. They've got like the first design, and we've got the castle outer walls here. They've got a different design, and then there'll be the courtyard walls that will have another design again, and then the castle's own superstructure walls, which I want to have yet another design. So that's what I'd really like to have. I don't know if it will work. It might be too many designs for me to make them all look good. We'll see. But that's what I'd really like to have. See how many variations of this theme I can ram into this castle without any of them looking weird. Ooh, I'm out of slabs. Am I? Nope, I'm not. I have some more. So yes, I've, as people can see, been doing a lot of videos on the crew world. I am gonna be keeping doing videos here. Don't worry, guys. These aren't going away. It's just that these, I end up wanting to do quite a lot of work in the background between each video, because this castle is a big build. And what I might do to make it easier to do things in this is I might come up with some other projects to work on while I build a lot of the boring stuff here. So I can do a lot of the boring building off camera, and I might start branching out into some other projects. So I can go up this way like that, just with stairs, or I can go up kind of by slabs. Because this kind of, I guess most castles have kind of like a cavalry entrance, but it feels like so far, looking at everything here, all the streets are too narrow, the walkways are too narrow, the stairs are too abrupt. I don't think this is a town which would use horsemen of any kind. So maybe I won't. Maybe I will just have these steep steps here going up into the courtyard. We'll see. I could extend it, but for now I'm going to work with this and see if I want to change it later. But anyway, so along here I want to have the same kind of bits of grey wall which happen kind of down here. So I guess let's start placing some stuff. Today is going to be a largely build as I go day. Not too much off-camera stuff. Largely just because of the time constraints of my current life. It's It's not easy to find time to do videos right now. But I am doing my best. Let's get a little bit going. Oh no, it actually wants to be a block in, doesn't it? So let's go in another layer. Oh, so much dirt. But there is a project I've got in mind, which I might start working on at some point, which would require a lot of dirt. So I'm going to be storing as much of this as I can somewhere. I've got about 2,000 just from preparing some of this area. Because I would like to do a build that involves finding a very flat area and actually landscaping it and then building things on the landscape I build. Because I've never really done that. I've done lots of builds where I adapt to landscapes, but never really many where I made the landscape I was adapting to. So that would be interesting, I think. Okay, cool. So we get this here. And now we've got that. We've got the wall. So at this point, it looks like 4 blocks up, the proper wall begins. Which, as this is, I think, 11, I seem to recall that would make this 7 blocks tall. Let's see. I know the height of the top of those bits there is 107. So let's see. This is 99. So we are 8 blocks down. So yeah, down to that point it would be, yep, 7. Okay. 7 to the crenellations. Cool. So what have we got to play with? Now, one thing I would like to do is start with the baseline of these blocks, like I've done in the past. Let's see, get 9 of these placed down there. Oh, it goes perfectly. Okay, cool. So I'm not sure how far I want this to go. Let's see, based on where that's going, I'm thinking I'll have it come out 2 on either side. That would make sense. Let's just get that pillar in there. If I put this up to height, then we'll have something to build to. So let's get these up to height too. This is a really handy little technique for building. Just the double slash command. So just press the command button, then press another the button again, and it will do the double slash command, which tells you your current coordinates. It's actually really, really handy. So let's just do that. And we've got that going on this side at least. Oh! What am I doing? I was very dumb. I placed that on the wrong side of the wall. I don't know why I did that. Oh well. I can come up this side and go down on this one. So yeah, we've got these pillars here. And some wall to play with. Most likely going to have a stair in the middle. Just like before. And what I was thinking of is, because this wall will be going higher in here, in the interior of the courtyard, I'd like it to be vertically extendable. So I can't do stuff like this quite as easily, at least with the cross pieces, because it might get a bit weird when I try to extend it like vertically. So it will have to be a little bit different. Yeah, stuff like this is very difficult to do off the cuff. And I may end up having to cut a bit so I can do some thinking, because I don't want things to get too dull here. Let's see. I like the idea of always having a little bit of the stained glass. So that seems to be a theme. So I'm going to run with that. I'm going to have some stained glass. And what I might do is go back to having stained glass in the middle. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go back to having stained glass in the middle. But let's... what should we put out here? Because it's going to be a vertical design. We've got stained glass in the middle rather than on the sides. So we're going to be putting other stuff in here. So yeah, I am going to play around with some ideas. And so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've got some ideas I want to play with. So I think I'd like to do some kind of small arches here. So do I have... So let's, to start with, just play with it. Using just these blocks, even. And then at the top, just go with very, very simple design. And have a... Oh, I'd have to actually do something different there, wouldn't I? Yeah, okay, what I'd have to do is... What I'd have to do is do slabs then. For some reason, my brain did not calculate that. I have no idea why. But yeah, if we have something like that... See, I think it would look better if it was 2 blocks wide, if these were connected. So let's do that. Let's do that and see if it works, because I can arrange for that. If it works, I can make that happen. It is kind of hard to make archways come across sometimes. At least when you're playing with this this low block count. So what I wanted to have is kind of like an archway idea. Let's put this back out here. Whoops, I keep on making mistakes there. Let's put this back out here. And let's see. We can play around with the idea of having a block further up. So maybe something like this. That could work. So let's work under that assumption for now. So let's see if we can get that working. Okay. I wish when you went to block on a block, by default, I wish there was like a setting you could put it to where like maybe shift lock and it would like switch to that block in your hotbar if there was one. That would be really handy. It would get rid of a lot of the manual fiddling when I'm doing complicated builds that use a couple of blocks but use them in ways I've got to keep on switching between them. Okay. Now, I do suspect we're going to come across a problem with these slabs, which I'll have to replace them with some stuff for, but that is okay. So yeah, that's the basic idea, and I'm liking it kind of so far. I think it can work. And the idea is up the middle, I would be putting this with something else on the sides. I have not decided what to put on the sides yet. Now, what block are we at here? We are at 103. Okay. So that's 106, 5, 4, 3. Putting this at the height of that. Okay, that's perfect, actually. So yeah, we're going to have to replace this then. Let's just go ahead and... What we're going to have to do is do this here. But that might end up actually helping the archway come across a little bit more. Let's see what happens when I place these blocks in here. See, yeah, it kind of does, actually. See, I like that. The only thing I'm not so sure of is this, honestly. I'm not sure if this fits anymore. But the outside parts I am certainly liking. Now, the thing is to choose a block for these bits here. Let's see. Because it's just possible that these might make a nice little appearance if I stack them correctly. Kind of like that. That might look quite nice. Let's try that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice. Okay. But I'm not so sure about this. Perhaps I could even just fill it in like that. I like that, actually. I actually do like that. Okay, for now I'm going to run with that design, and we'll see how it goes. It uses up a lot of these blocks, so I'm going to need a lot of obsidian for it, but... This, so far, is working. Now, I've got this issue where... I've got this design that works, and it can wrap around exterior corners too, because this block here... Oh, actually, can it? Because that is a point. Yes, it can. It can, because that would go there. Yes, it can. So it can wrap around exterior corners, which is good. Because even though I don't expect to do these any exterior corners this time, because this is only going to be for the inside of the courtyard, it's still nice to have a design that can do that if I want it to at any point. But what I should do now is let's put in the stairs, and we're basically going to want the stairs, let's see, across here, following basically the same rough design as I've used in the past. And then a line across here. So yeah, the goal for today really is just get this design working, and then I can run along and do a load of building with it. My main goal would be to get the outline of the courtyard going and get these steps, or the kind of roots onto the walls going. Okay, cool. So that's coming along. Now let's get these in. Now what I need to decide is whether these big lumpy designs for the castle walls work in here, because they might, but they also might not. Now, what about blocks for in here? I could just go ultra basic with that, because I don't want it to get too busy. Yeah, that works, and it's good sometimes to not go too busy with it. So this is yet another design of wall. I can't imagine how many designs, but this is such it's such a versatile block set with it. I really don't feel like I've gotten close to the limit yet. So this is oh, what's that? Zuverum, my friend, is playing on the world, and I will have to show you his place again, because it's gone a little bit insane. It's really, really cool. Yeah, as you can say, yeah, he said he's dynamited a hole 105 blocks wide down to the magma layer, and it's so big that the lighting engine glitches out on the inside, and I get like you know when you've got the sun out and you're approaching trees, you get the god rays, the kind of rays of light hitting the screen. That happens underground because it forgets that you're underground. Like, that's how big the hole is. He's used about like I think 3,000 TNT or something like that. It's crazy. But yeah, so this is the design for the wall. So if I was to come out this far with it, let's get some ideas. So if I was to come out, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'd come in here. So let's just place that, and then presumably I'd be going for a roughly square design, or maybe even oblong. Maybe I could head further in this direction. Maybe. So I'll be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I've got to count that again because this Lumite cell is a bit too quick for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah. So it's 1 block ahead. Right there. Okay. So let's... Oops. So that's our dimensions on either side to get it square. And what I'd probably end up doing is doing some kind of like castle entrance stuff up here. So I'm most likely going to build it square for now, and then have like castle entrancey stuff going in up there. And I've got some ideas for the wall parts up here as well. And yeah, but this is the design for this. It might be all I can manage today. Coming up with new designs is getting harder and harder to come up with new designs for the walls. But it's interesting seeing how far I can push it. But yeah, this is the design. Let me know what you think of it. The next plan now is to build that around the courtyard and get the kind of passages, the little raisable bridges going across there, and start thinking about how this courtyard will connect to the castle's kind of main structures. Like, we're going to have a big old building back here, and I need to decide what other things I'm going to have and where I'm going to put them. So I might end up doing a lot of laying things out next episode. That might be most of it. I don't know. But hopefully by then I've got some more stuff to show you, and maybe we can start getting some work done on the actual kind of entrance into the interior of the castle. Possibly. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got time for now. Let me know what you think of this build in the comments. Also, if you'd like to have an easier time getting in contact with me, I have a Discord. The links will be down there for that. I'm also on Twitter. There's going to be a link for that too. And if any of you out there would consider supporting what I do, I also have a Patreon link as well. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.